See, the landing board here is, it's just the information center, it's the entrance, it's the exit. So they're going to try to clear it off by consuming the honey. I figure this is a very honey-like activity because basically the bees are working and enjoying themselves at the same time. They're working to clear the honey and the wax that I've placed on their precious landing board. Ooh, that one had lots of pollen. I love seeing them arrive home with pollen. That means the queen is still laying. Oh, there's one trying to clean out the wax and debris. There's always somebody doing some work. All different kinds of work in the hive. Okay, there they go. Now they're getting into the nasturtium. All right, ladies, go for it. Pile on, babies. You can do it. It's a beautiful flower. Oh yeah. But that first pile is just getting bigger and bigger. At this point, most of them can't possibly reach the honey with their tongues, but I think they just do it for friendship and oh look, one with pollen is even piling on, just to give moral support. How's the shell going? Yeah, the shell has a few fans. And that's bound to increase with time. It's kind of fun when you just have like a couple to focus on, because they're so precious and their behaviors are so fascinating. Let's see how close we can get to the shell. Girls. Oh, here comes one more for the shell. That's it. Oh, look at those lovely faces. Kind of a little extraterrestrial, a little gorilla. Oh, that's it. Now we can see their beautiful eyes, and see one is cleaning the other. Is that precious? Or maybe she's just sucking up honey. Let's see how the nasturtium girls are doing. Oh yes, oh, is that becoming fantastic? That is a shot I will not argue with. I think the nasturtium has truly been discovered. The football pile, yes, larger, quite larger. We watch for long enough, we're bound to see something funny happen. Somebody's gonna fall down on, oh, there's one carrying away the extra wax. There's always somebody cleaning up. Look at those beautiful fur coats. Evolution at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I do have an important statement to make today about these hungry angels that you see before you, because I discovered something that's very important. Yes, me, Dana Lee Cohen, your neighborhood East Village beekeeper. I've discovered a major deficiency in the Bible that I was taught as a child at Grace Church School. No offense to Grace Church School, because it was like a traditional mistranslation of the Bible. So let's get started. We're going to talk about what the honeybee really, really means. And first, just observe, okay, how gentle they are, and how what teamwork they display as they dispose of the windfall that I have cast upon them with an almost violent adoration. That's it, girls. Work together. Your sisters will come to help you. I'm sure they will. Where's the nasturtium team? Team nasturtium. Oh, Team Shell is really getting very into, I think it's a common rhythm. Pumping, pumping, pumping. And they never stop. Now, Team Nasturtium. Ooh, that is so cool. Team Nasturtium. They're on the case. Oh my God, you guys found the source, didn't you? What'll I do? The mother has apparently sent down more troops to take care of the nasturtium situation, and I like it. That girl has just finally gotten to the very center, the heart of the situation. They are covering the nasturtium as if she was a mouse that had invaded their colony, and they're going to clear off the entrance board as quickly as possible and enjoy this windfall at the same time. There on the left you see a girl. She's got a piece of wax and she's probably going to either fly away or just push it away. They don't really like the old wax, and this honey is a combination of wax and honey that I was cleaning up. When I made the honey, it was the waxiest honey, so I didn't put it in the jars. Look at those gorgeous eyes, composed of 300 different lenses. They see 300 pictures per second, while human beings only see 150. So for them, life is twice as intense. Okay, so the word for honeybee in Hebrew has two meanings. The word is Deborah, and it means word, and it also means honeybee. Now, Deborah was the protector and nurse, and she was married to a guy named Melchizedek, or Michael, and Michael, well, Deborah was basically the protector of the Jewish people. That's something that's really interesting and important to know. And her husband Michael was sort of like Michael, the savior who is expected in, I'd say in our time, but certainly in time, to do battle with Satan, and to like get him off the earth plane and establish heaven on earth. So Deborah, or the honeybee, is the savior of the Jewish people and humanity, and her husband Michael is this very important Jewish leader, basically, and Michael, which in anthroposophy is the whole thing that we're doing, just bringing a loving society. So this is the thing. I wrote this essay. Let me just read it to you because it's not that long. Anthroposophic scholar Alfred Maurer wrote in 1959 in his article, Bees, Bee Shepherds, and be kings, which was in the January 25th, 1959 anthroposophical news sheet, that the Jewish nation and their language have a special comprehension for the nature of the bee and the essence of the word. Deborah means word, but it also means bee. In the mysteries of Melchizedek, or Michael, Deborah's husband, is Michael. The high spirit of the sun himself comes down to earth. Sun is also considered to be the honey of the gods. So the gods give us honey, their honey, which is sunshine. Funny, because our honey looks a little bit like their honey, golden, the color of the gods. And the bees symbolize the words. But the important thing is that the idea, Deborah meant bee, I think, before it meant word. But I'm going to have to look that up. But most important, most beautifully, the bee, or Deborah, is a muse, a prophetess, the triumphant protector of Israel. And I don't think she was a Zionist either. Quote, a divine guard and guardian. Right? Steiner writes that man's original language is really flowing honey, something very sweet, through which man expresses his being through sound. Quote, in fulfillment of the mysteries of Melchizedek, the high spirit of the sun himself comes down to earth, and the word became flesh, could also be translated, and in Jesus, the honeybee became flesh. I mean, instead of at the beginning of time, at first there was the word. I think that's what they say in the Bible. And I've even brought a Bible to double check. Bob Dylan! Oh, it's not in the Bob Dylan bag. Oops. Okay, let's go to John. I love to go to John. The Gospel according to John begins with the immortal words, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So you can retranslate that as, in the beginning was the honeybee, and the honeybee was with God, and the honeybee was God. All things came into being through him, and without him not one thing came into being. What has come into being in him was life, and the life was the light of all people. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify to the light, so that all might believe through him. He himself was not the light, but he came to testify to the light, the true light, which enlightens everyone, was coming into the world. Well, I'm just upset because I feel that I remember we did this meditation in my anthroposophy study group, and we said, and we read that. We read, in the beginning was the Word, and we were meditating on it. And I think if we had been meditating on, in the beginning was the honeybee, it would have been such a clearer experience. Because how could you begin with the Word, which is a derivative of honeybee? I mean, speech itself, that's why they call the same word honeybee and language, because speech originally enabled us to be sweet to each other. Instead of pushing each other around, we could say, excuse me. That was honey-like. And speech is honey-like. Speech ought to be honey-like. Speech is meant to be honey-like, and speech began honey-like. Honeybee-like, I mean. Being. Maybe we should spell it with two B's. And the word, oh, I already read that part, okay. So we have been struggling all these years with the Bible that begins with a mistranslation. In the beginning there was the word, makes no sense. But in the beginning there was the honeybee, makes perfect sense. Suddenly you can feel God's love, sweetness, beauty, and glow. The Shekinah is the honey bee. Honey is the inspiration for language, and language was meant to be a kind of honey, a balm, a nourishment, and not a dictate. Like in the beginning was a word, you know. Arriba. So now, do you understand why it's so important to save the honeybee? Without them, we'll lose all beginningness and freedom. With honeybees, we remain in beginningness, in freedom, in heaven's light, sent from God through bees made flesh. No wonder throughout history beekeepers were revered as sages, wizards, and keepers of sacred wisdom. Let's see, that's why he calls them bee shepherds and bee kings. And look at this, the bee in Greek mythology was a god. But most important, what was the goddess? The ultimate goddess, the first goddess, the great goddess. Was the honeybee, the Melissae, who nourished Zeus, father of the gods, with honey and with goat milk. The image of the goddess is a bee, writes that guy, this guy. Maurer. Deborah means bee, but it also means word, and it means song. So listen to what the bees say. Listen to their songs. Was Deborah not a divine nurse, a divine guide and guardian? Was the honeybee and the word and her song not a divine guardian? Deborah, the bee, helps Lapidal. He's also called Am-ha-Araz, people of the earth. And Deborah inspires people of the earth to make wicks for the lamps of the temple of Shilon near Bethlehem. The bee's husband suppose the sanctuary with wicks, and the lights shine like torches. Deborah defeats Israel's foes together with Barak, the lightning. It is none other than Michael, meaning he is like God. I'm not talking about Barak now. Oh, wait, maybe I am. I mean, in mythology. But he has a fourth name, the highest of all, leading him into the holiest of holies. It is none other than Michael, meaning he is like God. He stands before God's countenance, the archangel of the people of Israel. This is the husband of the bee, the prophetess, and God speaks through his prophetess to the people of Israel. The highest spiritual God, the king of the bees, is Melchizedek. With Sam he goes to the center of the earth to bury the body of Adam. Melchizedek is to serve God at this central site. Must still be there. Melchizedek, whose days have no beginning and no end. Serving the people, the earth, his wife, the honeybee's his wife, he is the earth, energy that makes our vegetables and fruits. It's so beautiful. In fulfillment of the mysteries of Melchizedek appears the Christ. The high spirit of the Son himself comes down to the earth, and the Word became flesh. Christ is the honeybee become flesh. Doesn't that make more sense than Christ is the Word become flesh? Christ is the honeybee become flesh.